Hi everybody and welcome back. My name is Melissa and this year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. Today's tip is to skip the car loan. So I took out my first car loan in 2017, 16 maybe. End of 2016, beginning of 2017. I know I was teaching in Florida, but Florida being Florida, it's like warm year round and you kind of lose track of things. I mean, when I first moved down there, I said something happened like a few months ago, thinking it was like, I was like, at the beginning of summer. And it was like April. So whatever had happened had been like a year ago. But it all kind of runs together. So I think it was 2017, but it could have been the end of 2016. Or wait, was it? No, I lied. It was 2015 or 16. Sorry. And it was really cheap. I think the car payments were around $150 a month. I got a Dodge Grand Caravan. It was like a 2010 Dodge Grand Caravan. Real low mileage. Absolutely loved that car. Should have kept it. Should have done whatever I had to do to fix it. But at the time, I was strapped for cash. I just bought a house. Like, I literally bought a house. I closed on the house in September, like middle to end of September, and my car broke in November before Thanksgiving. I think like a week before Thanksgiving, maybe. I don't know. I know I had the car at Thanksgiving, the new one. So my parents were like, well, I'll tell you what, we'll help you. We'll co-sign for a car because obviously at that point too, like when you all of a sudden, like all of your cash is gone, all of your resources are gone, you've just bought a house. Because all of a sudden, like you've got this huge new thing, like frequently your credit will tank when you first buy the house. It just kind of happens, and it kind of like throws everything off your debit to credit ratio or whatever. So like my credit was in like the 500s or something like that. So my mom co-signed for me. Now I have like a $307 a month car payment. It's almost done. I'm so excited. I have like 2 to 4 payments to go. I would have to look to be sure. I think 3 payments, but I would have to look to be sure. And you would think, having paid it so many times, I would remember what my car payment is, but I don't. Maybe it's 306. Maybe it's 306 something. Anyways, we'll say between 305 and 310. I am so stinking excited to have that paid off. And then once I have that paid off, my plan is to, for the first like year or two, continue to pay the $300 a month into my savings account. And that can, one, take care of any repairs I need, and two, it can also be like backup if I do have to buy a new vehicle. So then you figure 300 times 12 is 3,600. So at the end of 2 years, in theory, if I don't have to dip into it for a major car thing, I should have $7,200. So then I'll just like leave that sit. And then if I have to buy a new or new to me vehicle, I'll have that. And then after that, I'll just continue to put $100 a month into it. And that way it'll build. So my goal is to make this car last another 5 years at least. I really want to see if I can get it to like 1,000,000 miles just to do it. But I really think I should be able to get it to like 300K. And so another like 5 or 6 years, and then I'll have the money saved to just be able to like buy a car outright. So instead of, if you have a car payment now, do not, when that car goes or whatever, do whatever you can to fix it, and do not just like get a new car payment. Like that was the biggest mistake. But I was overextended. It was, anyways. But if you save money, then you don't get into that situation. And I know it can be really, really tough. And I know for a lot of us, we don't have that spare money. But if you just kind of like keep trying to do your best to keep saving it. I mean, for me, I already pay $300 a month to my car. So, I mean, it's a bill that I'm already used to having. So now instead of paying the car payment, I'll just pay myself, essentially. And then I'll have that money. I'm really, really so excited because, like, November, December, I think December it's paid off. I don't know. I know I'm like, I know I get ahead of my car payment too. So that way you don't have it. If you have a car payment now and have any spare cash that you can pay extra, I mean, I really, by the time I had spare cash, the interest on it was so little that I was like, no, I'd rather do something else with that cash. And I ended up being really glad that I saved that cash and did something else at the time, because I ended up off for like a year really sick. But yeah, do whatever you can to get that car paid off, and don't take on a car payment. It's just bad news bears, because it keeps you in that cycle of debt. And I feel like if I had never taken on the car payment, if I had just like continued to deal with beaters and stuff, and I really had no problem with that. I mean, honestly, the only reason I took on the car payment for the Dodge Grand Caravan was specifically for a trip. And I looked and I was like, okay, I need a new vehicle because my car, it keeps breaking. And it was going to be like $3,000 to fix. And I had I'm trying to think, a Chrysler Sebring maybe, or something like that. Dodge Buick Chrysler. I don't know. It was like the worst car to work on. It was so overpriced. It was a convertible, but you know, I just moved to Florida, and you know what girl doesn't want a convertible when she lives in Florida? My kid hated it. You know, still hates the feeling of the wind in his hair. I loved it, but no, I do the bonnet because, you know. So, yeah, don't get into a car payment. Just like save money for a car payment. And I know that's easier said than done, but like whatever you have to go without so you can start like socking away money, do. Like, you need food, obviously. I get that. But like, what don't you need? If you cut out your beer that week, if you were like, you know what, I'm going to quit drinking, and you normally buy a case of beer, I don't know, what's a case of beer, like $25 or something? I don't know. I'm just seriously guessing. So that's like $100 a month you could have. Maybe you cut out your fast food meal for your family, and that's like $50 a week, we'll say, for a family of 4. You know, I'm going to assume you get, you know, value meals and shakes and McFlurries and everything. So that's $200 a month roughly. So, you know, I mean, you can find different ways to cut out little things here and there. Quit smoking. That's like, if you smoke a pack a week, that's like, what, 12 times 7? 70, that's $84 a week. But figure out something you can go without, and just don't take on the car payment. Instead, save money so that you're ready when your car does break. Anyways, again, my name's Melissa, and this year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. If you want to hear more, please hit like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.